We really have to do that.
Yeah.
Everyone literally thinks like it's a joke.
It's pretty much like Hollywood, you know?
No difference whatsoever.
Hello and welcome to the Strength Students Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Nick Scopoletti.
I'm your other co-host, Steve Carty.
And today we have Strongman Rob Kearney. What's up, dude?
Not much, guys. What's going on?
Dude,
Nothing at all.
Glad to be here.
Yeah.
We're in South Windsor, Connecticut.
At Lightning Fitness.
It's cool to be here. This is a dope gym. But I passed two places on the way in here. A place called Woodcock and a place called Ninja Challenge.
Yep.
Like, I'm super psyched to be here, but I'm like, I want to know more about those places.
What? Do you know any of those places? Is that like a...
Have you gone to Ninja Challenge?
It's Ninja Warrior, right?
Yeah, it's a Ninja Warrior gym. What's even better is there's a bed and breakfast up the road. That's the Come On In, but it's spelled C-U-M.
Oh, yes.
So,
You're kidding.
I wish I was.
Well,
we're going to shut this down right now. And go.
And that's the end of the interview.
Oh, my God. All right, so Rob, you're new to the show, not to the world.
Yes.
But just describe for our audience who you are, what you do, and, rip it.
So, I'm Rob Kearney. I'm a professional strongman, also a certified athletic trainer and strength and conditioning coach at a prep school.
Oh, you're an
here.
ATC.
I am.
No shit.
I am.
I forgot you were that. We went to college together, by the way. I forgot
did.
you were that in college. Yeah.
Yes.
I forgot. Yeah.
So I'm an athletic trainer. That's my full-time job. You know, strongman is just something I like to do on the side that I got kind of good at. You know, started lifting, when I was like a sophomore in high school. Did my first strongman competition when I was 17 years old, the day after my senior prom. Yeah, that was exciting.
Did you party the night before? Or
Oh,
what?
yeah.
Were you like, no, I'm not drinking. I'm taking this seriously.
Yeah, I mean, kind of.
A little bit.
I really didn't sleep much.
Yeah, when you're 17, you can do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah,
so it doesn't
exactly,
matter.
and still be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, then went to Springfield College, as an athletic training major, joined the powerlifting team when I was there. Did a bunch of other stuff when I was in college, but kind of lifting was my main focus. Lifted all throughout college, found and pretty much started with powerlifting. Found Lightning Fitness my sophomore year of college, and that's when I really picked up the strongman thing pretty seriously. And then 2013 turned pro, and just kind of has snowballed to where I am today.
Nice.
So with lifting, where you started just training for what? Football, I assume?
Yeah, playing football in high school. Was one of those sophomores in high school that had no fucking idea what I was doing. Was
Been there.
really
I
weak.
think we were all guilty.
I was really weak when I first started lifting. I was totally the chubby who thought he was strong offensive lineman. And
What are you trying to say, dude? That was me, too.
got humbled really quickly. You know, everybody just has this preconceived notion that, like, coming out of high school, I was, like, squatting 550 pounds. No, like, I think my max squat was, like, 385 as a senior.
Right.
Like, my strict press was 145. Like, cool, man. That sucks. But, yeah, and then, like I said, just kind of lifting for football. And then, you know, once I kind of wanted to take it more seriously, that's, you know, when I found Springfield and saw they had a powerlifting team, just kind of jumped into it head first.
So what was this first strongman comp that you did? Like, what was it, like a local meet? Or?
It was a local non-sanctioned event that I literally – so I started training at a CrossFit gym when I was a senior in high school.
Nice, bro.
There was a substitute teacher who walked by the gym at my high school one day and was like, hey, you look kind of good at, like, strength stuff. You should come train with me. So I started lifting at, like, 5 a.m. before school when I was in high school with him. He would train me for free.
Damn.
I walked into the gym one morning and they're like, hey, there's a strongman competition about 20 minutes from here. It's on Saturday. We already signed you up.
Oh,
Had
shit.
never touched anything. Had never tried it.
So no event experience.
No event training whatsoever.
You're just like,
I was like, cool, I watched it on TV. Sounds good.
dope. Yeah.
Yeah, how like familiar were you with strongman at that point?
I mean, I'd loved it. You know, like I had always, you know, I mean, listen, we all grow up and we want to be professional athletes, and I learned really quickly I wasn't tall or big enough to
Play football
at a
You're
good
not going
level.
to the NFL, yeah.
I loved baseball, but I was way too fat to do that. So I pretty much exhausted my options there. And
I can see this checklist in your room.
Yeah.
You're like, God damn
NBA
it.
out.
I'm a short white guy. That's not
WNBA
going to work. So, and then I like found strongman. I was like, shit, like, all right, I like lifting stuff. This could go somewhere potentially. So yeah, I had no experience whatsoever going into this first contest. I didn't do horrible. I was 17. The next youngest guy was like 27. I think I took like 14th out of 30 guys. So I did, held my own, which was awesome.
At 17, the next youngest guy was 27, you said.
Yeah.
That's not bad,
It was
man.
a backyard drunk fest. That's what this contest was.
It's like, we always say, like, the equivalent of, like, those Sunday morning softball leagues where everyone's just like, hey, man,
back in high school,
I used to lift weights. Some dude who's 40 shows up in his Letterman jacket.
I'm pretty sure, like, we had an Axle clean and press that was maybe 140 pounds.
Oh,
really?
nice.
It was super light.
There you
I remember
go.
one guy
So you
just
smashed
snatching
that.
it every single rep.
Oh, damn.
Are you kidding?
So
that's amazing. What were the events? Give us the events of this first one.
So it was an axle. We had a tire flip. There was a fingal finger, stones, and a arm over arm drag.
Okay.
Were the first events of my contest.
Nice.
Yeah. Jeez, man. That's wild.
It was awesome, and then I've been hooked ever since.
Yeah.
So, but you weren't specifically training for strongman at the time?
No, I was just kind of training to get strong.
Just like
conventional
strength training.
Going to a strong CrossFit gym, I would do some Metcons, because when you're in high school, you want to look okay with your shirt off.
Sure.
I never did. And yeah, I just really took a liking to strength stuff. My coaches there realized I could be pretty strong. Once I got onto a real program and, started lifting, the summer going into my freshman year of college, pulled my first 500-pound deadlift, and then just kind of kept going.
Yeah,
Nice.
You were strong as hell freshman year. And I was a senior. I was like, this kid is a freak of nature, man. God damn it.
And so that carried on into college, or did you get into any other sort of like strength endeavors or anything like that?
So when I got to Springfield, I pretty much started in powerlifting because that's what the team was pretty much centered around.
Oh, okay.
So my first year and a half of college was pretty much all powerlifting. So I was, I won the Massachusetts State Championship 2 years in a row. Went down to Virginia Beach, won the Junior Olympics. So I was fairly successful in that. And then just kind of got that itch to do more. I liked powerlifting. I liked lifting heavy, but I also liked kind of being an athlete. And that's when I did a local contest again back where I was from, and the owner of Lightning Fitness, Matt Mills, was there. And he was like, oh, you're from Springfield. Like, my gym is only 20 minutes away from you. You should start coming down. And from that day on, it's, kind of history. Him and I are best friends now, and we've trained together, God, for 7-8 years now.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's been a long time
Yeah,
here.
for sure.
Okay, cool. And then so kind of after college, or was it in college or after college that you started like the competing in strongman actually picked up?
In college.
In college.
Yeah, so when I was a sophomore in college, I think my junior year in college, I did 11 strongman competitions that year.
Oh, shit. Oh, my
a lot.
God.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, so that was my first year at Nationals was 2011. I competed under 200 pounds. Took second place. That was my first time ever at Nationals.
That's
Nobody
awesome.
really didn't know about me.
You said under 200 pounds?
Yeah.
What are you now?
I'm like 285 right now.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Shit.
So, 2011, took second place in the under 200-pound division. Then I started pursuing my pro card. In 2012, there was an event here in Hartford, Connecticut that I went up against a good friend of mine. He beat me by 1.5 points to win his pro card. I took second.
That bitch.
So went back to Nationals 2012, was the favorite to win Nationals to become a pro, and I lost on the last event. Had a 13-point lead going into the final event of the
What was the last
contest.
event?
It was a medley. It was a 250-pound sandbag carry, 50 feet, run back. And then it was I think it was like a 350 or 400-pound duck walk, 50 feet. And then it was a 600-pound backward sled drag. And
Damn.
I sucked on it. For lack of better, I just completely shit the bed. I ended up taking second place that year, which totally sucked. And then 2013, went back to Nationals and had the largest margin of victory ever at a national championship.
Hell yeah.
Came back with a fucking vengeance.
Yeah, I actually had the contest won before the last event even started.
Damn.
That must be a great feeling.
It was awesome.
What'd you do in the last event? You just put threw it.
I could. It was the Atlas Stones event, and I could have literally just went up and kicked the stone and still won the contest. But I still did I still did the event, and
Gotcha.
it was awesome. It was one of the best experiences of my life.
That's so dope, man.
Nice.
Have you done? Have you gone back to powerlifting at all?
Nope.
Done.
Nope. I got really good at strongman and absolutely fucking love it. Where I'm at now. My fiance and I get to travel the world doing something that I love. So
That's pretty cool.
I don't see any reason to stop it anytime soon.
That's awesome, man.
What are some of the, as far as international strongman, what are some of the best place or highlights that you've gone in the world?
So my first international contest was actually last year at the Log Lift World Championships in Lithuania, and I won. So I was actually the first American to ever win the Log Lift World Championships. I was the lightest guy to ever compete at the Log Lift World Championships.
That sounds like something that would only be in Lithuania. The Log Lift National Championships.
Yeah, so, and I actually got invited only 4 weeks before the contest. So they didn't have any American athletes, and I actually saw on Instagram that Zydrunas Savickas was training for it. Hey, if we don't have anybody going from the U.S., I would love to go. So she made some calls, and she was like, hey, you can go. You just have to pay your own way to get there. They'll cover your hotel and stuff when you're there.
Oh, shit, okay.
So I was like, fuck it. You know, how many times do you get invited to a Log Lift World Championships? At this time, I only weighed about 100. I weighed like 246 pounds, about 250.
That's it?
Yeah.
Your birth weight.
And, ended up, I didn't even consider that I would win that event going into it. Savickas pulled out because of a neck injury.
That was lucky.
Yeah, big time. And so I ended up winning. I tied for first place with this guy, Vidas Blakaitis, who's from Lithuania as well. We both hit 202.5 kilos, which is about 446.
Damn.
To tie for first place in that event.
Shit.
And that was my first ever international contest, which kind of put me on the scene to really be competitive at the heavyweight class. Because before that, even up. You know, I was just telling Nick before the show started, I've been competing at the 231 and under division, which is 105 kilos, and was successful. You know, I took second place at America's Strongest Man, have a log press world record in that class, and never really thought I could be competitive at that next level of the open heavyweight division. And that was kind of like my aha moment where I was like, shit,
nice,
I can do this.
And that's when the kind of the switch flipped. You were like, all right, I'm going to gain a lot of weight, and I'm going to go for
I
this.
actually I still cut weight because last year was the first year that they ran an official 105 World's Strongest Man, and I wanted to do that.
Okay.
So I cut to, 105 or 231 pounds I think it was in June of that last year or July. Went out to Indiana, and I won the North American Log and Deadlift Championships, which qualified me for 105 World's Strongest Man. Went to Belfast, Northern Ireland for 105 Worlds, completely sucked, shit the bed at the contest, and I was like, fuck this, I'm going heavyweight.
Nice. Why was that? Was it because of the weight cut or just
the cut was really bad. It was, my body weight wasn't that heavy, but I was relatively lean because I was getting so strong at that weight.
Oh, nice.
And the cut, I mean, I was on the verge of heat exhaustion.
Good, yeah.
Profusely sweating and shivering at the same time, was vomiting uncontrollably.
And competed while you were.
Well, that was going into weigh-ins, and then I had 24 hours. And so when I was, cutting weight to 231, I'd make weight, and by the time the contest came the next day, I'd usually be about like 245. Just from drinking and replenishing. I woke up the day of the contest, I was 234. I'd put on 3 pounds.
So ideal conditions.
Yeah, it was perfect.
Vomiting and sweating and losing weight.
It was great.
Sounds great.
That's what you're supposed to do.
And it turned into one of the worst performances of my career. Was still able to place 7th in the world, which isn't bad. But I know I could have done way better. So that was kind of like the lock on the 231.
Gotcha. Right, done here.
Done. Yeah.
So what kind of tying into the international talk? Where does like the U.S. stand right now as far as strongman, like on an international, on a world basis?
Arguably, I would say we're near the top. We have a lot of really, really strong guys. And that's through all weight classes, like not even just the heavyweight guys where you think of like Brian Shaw and those dominant U.S. guys. We look at the 105 kilo weight class. We have this guy, Sean DeMarinis from California, who at 231 pounds can still deadlift over 800 pounds.
Shit.
He has almost a 400-pound log press. He took second at 105 Worlds and is the favorite to win this year.
Damn.
You look at like the 90 kilo World's Strongest Man, which is 198 pounds and below. A guy from Indiana won that this year. So we're pretty dominant across a lot of weight classes. Plus, we have some of the top heavyweights in the world.
Word.
So when you see World's Strongest Man, like you're thinking Haptor, the Mountain, right? You're thinking the Mountain, you're thinking Eddie Hall, you're thinking Brian Shaw, but there's all these other weight classes. To be honest, like this is kind of the first time I really have heard of them.
Yeah.
I don't know enough. Now, are they there with you? Like you just went this year, and we'll get to that. But were they there with you? Like
no,
or is it a separate?
They
thing?
Run separate events. So there is the World's Strongest Man, which is
but it's under that umbrella, right?
Run by the same company.
Okay.
Doesn't get the same media attention.
Right.
Not as big.
Right.
But there's still prize money, and it still is a world title. So,
yeah.
Word.
Yeah.
So what's your, just in like competing, training for strongman, what is like your craziest story or craziest moment like in strongman for you? So the thing that like stands out the most in your like history in strongman.
God. I mean, the first thing that comes to mind is just the athletic trainer in me. There was this injury that was absolutely horrifying.
Yeah.
So it was actually at Nationals in 2013. We're in Denison, Texas. I was certified at the time, but, you know, when I compete, I'm kind of a douche, and I don't care about anybody else except for myself.
Got you.
And one of the first events was an axle clean and press. It was clean once, press away. The heavyweights had 320 pounds. Guy cleans it up to his chest, presses his first rep, and actually blacks out with the bar overhead and kind of falls into a squat position. The bar lands on his thighs just above his kneecaps, and he ruptures both patellar tendons simultaneously.
I'm going to throw up on this microphone.
His knees just fucking exploded?
Yeah, pretty much his patellas ended up in his groin. So he had full recoil in both of his quads.
Oh my God, I've never even heard of that.
Yeah,
Same.
it was wild.
Holy shit.
And the worst part is it took 25 minutes for the ambulance to show up.
No.
Yeah.
There's not an ambulance on site?
No. What?
Oh my God.
This is Strongman,
That would
dude.
make sense.
They're like, do we have an ATC here? What the fuck?
Dude, they have fucking ambulances for high school football games.
Yep, not for us.
Yo, that's insane.
It was wild.
I'm still picturing like the kneecap thing.
Yeah, just kneecap explosion. Is that, I mean, are injuries like super prevalent in the sport? Like, does that
you
happen?
see a lot of muscle injuries, yeah. I mean,
What's like the most common injury?
See a lot of bicep tears.
Bicep tears, okay.
You know, whether that's from tire flipping or deadlifting, super common. It sucks, but it's part of the game.
Yeah, for real.
You know, Atlas stones.
Yeah.
It's just that strain. It's just, you know, guys don't think, you know, we're strongman athletes. We're not training for aesthetics.
Yeah.
And guys just forget to train their biceps way too often.
Word.
Unfortunately. So.
Yeah, the isolation exercises get a little thrown into this. Even like, you know, they talk about it with CrossFitters too. It's like
I mean, yeah, the pec tears.
I was
regionals.
just going to say this year,
Pec tears at regionals,
25 dudes
Yep.
tore their pecs.
Yep.
Like,
Well, that's something to look at, man. That's definitely something to have to look
Absolutely.
into.
CrossFitters should bench press.
yeah,
for real.
do some
We never
flies.
do.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I
do some
noticed, like,
flies.
I used to have some pretty full pecs, but now, like, they're like...
Work the tits, man.
You know what I'm
Work the
saying?
tits.
I've been talking to some plastic surgeons.
There's the answer. You found it.
Yeah, so, you know. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break.
Yes.
So I don't want to lose the feed here. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're
Sweet.
going to come back and talk a little more about what your strongman, I guess you could say regiments are, like what your training's like, what your nutrition's like, all that.
Yeah.
So don't go anywhere. Be right back. Want more of the Strength Students podcast? Go check us out on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Also, make sure you leave us a 5-star review on iTunes and on Stitcher. Stitcher, I just met her.
You got some weak hands, bro. What was
Shut
that?
the fuck up, dude. I do CrossFit. I don't bench, all right? Leave me alone.
It's all those kipping pull-ups.
You're gonna tear
Butterfly
your
kipping
pec.
pull-ups, dude.
Oh, my bad. My bad.
All right, so we're back. I was too busy making fun of Steve. All right, so we're back here with Rob Kearney. Now we're going to talk about pretty much take us through the contest you've been to. You went to the World's Strongest Man this year.
right.
So you were at the main comp.
Yep.
It's on TV.
The show.
We've all been watching for years. Let's start with that, and then we'll get into like your training. Like, how do you prepare for that shit?
Definitely.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, so this year, World's Strongest Man was in Gaborone, Botswana.
Oh, shit.
Africa, right?
Africa,
Okay.
yeah. So, fun fact.
Stupid American.
I competed at the Arnold Classic Africa in Johannesburg, South Africa.
Nice.
And was there for about a week. Then I flew home for a week. Then I flew back out to Africa to compete at World's Strongest Man.
Jeez.
So I went to Africa twice in a month.
How's Africa?
Amazing at this time of year. So this is like the turn of their winter season.
Okay.
So it was like 75 and sunny with no humidity every single day.
So it wasn't like belligerent.
Wow.
It was amazing.
Nice.
It was perfect competition.
Now,
weather.
we know where South Africa is, but where is Botswana at?
Botswana is a 1-hour flight from Johannesburg, South Africa, where I was 2 weeks before having to be in
Nice.
Botswana.
Why don't you just stay there, Rob?
Work and life really sucks.
Damn it. All right.
So yeah, World's Strongest Man was absolutely amazing. You know, to be 25 years old and watching this on TV for so long, and then getting the email back, in end of March saying, hey, you get to come and compete for us. It's surreal.
Dope.
Absolutely surreal. To be considered one of the top 30 strongest men in the world is crazy.
That's fucking legit,
it was
bro.
me.
Dude, what was that feeling like in that email? Like, what was...
I mean, it's indescribable.
Yeah, you can't even...
It's like like an NFL team winning, the AFC Championship to go to the Super Bowl.
Right,
It's the same feeling.
It's
for
fucking
me.
sick,
You
dude.
know, it's you work so hard, and we all know strength sports absolutely suck, and you don't see any instant gratification for anything you do, and it takes so long to get strong and to get to this kind of level, and to finally be considered at that level is just unbelievable.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's true. It's like the NFL. They get drafted, and first they get money, number one.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't go pro, and they're like, here's your $25 million signing bonus.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
Like, that doesn't happen.
I don't get that.
Not in Strongman? No?
No, not quite. Not quite. Maybe $25. Cool.
Dude, slow down.
It's too much.
Yeah, I mean, and just to kind of actually feel like a pro athlete is really fucking cool.
Nice.
Everything is paid for the competitions. I was telling my fiance Joey, we went out to the grocery store to get like extra water, and it literally took us 2.5 hours to get through the grocery store because everybody was stopping us to take pictures with us. And get autographs.
Really?
And I literally was pushing my shopping cart through the aisles of the grocery store, and people were following me around with their phones just videotaping me.
You're just
That's it.
like,
Not asking me questions, not saying anything, just phones up, following me as I'm walking through the store.
Like, here we have the wild Strongman in his natural grocery store habitat.
you're just pounding. You're like eating Oreos out of the bag in an aisle.
Like, what the fuck do you want?
So it was really cool. It was such a cool experience.
So
That's awesome.
here's what everyone wants to know: the nutrition, Strongman nutrition. What's that like?
The
like
seafood
day
diet.
to day.
Seafood diet.
Seafood diet.
No, like
Only
so.
local caught cod. Is that what you
Let's
mean?
hear it.
Absolutely.
Let's get the calorie count first.
Yeah, so like on a big training day, when I have events and stuff like that, upwards of 8,000 calories. Non-training day,
Motherfucker.
around that 4,000 to 5,000 calorie range still.
Low, pretty low.
Yeah. But to me, I'm 5'10", about 285. It's going to take some food to keep my body weight up.
Fuck yeah, absolutely.
A few weeks before I went to the Arnold, South Africa, there was like 2 days in a row where like work was just crazy. I live at a boarding school, so I was on duty. Life gets in the way. I missed like 2 meals each day, and I lost 6 pounds in 2 days
Fuck.
just from missing
Summer
4 meals
shred,
over
dude.
2
Gotta get shredded.
Right? Just trying to look good in my Speedo. And I was like, motherfucker, like, I work hard. Like, so when I stopped competing at 231, my walking weight was about like 250 or so.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I went from 250 to 270 pretty easily. It really wasn't too hard for me to do that. But getting from 270 to 285 was a fucking bitch. And it was so hard, constantly eating and still trying to keep my training volume up. Was just a pain in the ass. But,
Yeah.
I was able to, fight through it and, hit 275. And then I was stuck there for a long time. And then once I hit 280, it kind of went up pretty quickly. But, it just takes a lot of work to be able to eat and stay strong and stay fueled and have enough energy to come to the gym that's an hour away from where I live after working all day and still train.
Right.
So what does it look like? Is it 8,000 calories of like rice and chicken? Or are you smashing like Pop-Tarts, Oreos,
It depends.
live animals?
It depends. So like, like on my big training days, I'll usually do at least one cheat meal just to get the calories in because nobody wants to eat 8,000 calories of chicken, rice, or gnocchi or
It's
pasta.
just fucking hard to
Heard
do.
that.
Yeah, it gets fucking boring.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Right.
You're sitting down at like 10 o'clock at night with your 8th meal and it looks the same as meal 1 at 6 a.m. Like, oh, fucking great. So
Gross.
yeah, I'll try, big training days, I'll try to get at least one cheat meal in just so I'm hitting my calories. And, post-workout to me, like, I'm going to eat whatever the fuck I want if I'm hungry.
Yeah, right.
I have almost an hour drive home. Chipotle and Moe's are on the way.
Let's fucking go.
You
Let's
know?
get
Is that
it.
your go-to?
Usually, just because it's quick and I want to get home and I smell like shit, so I know it's pretty socially acceptable for me to eat there.
I didn't know those are the criteria to eat there. All right, work.
You smell like shit? Come to Chipotle.
So is that a task for you, like smashing that food down, or is it pretty like regular?
It can. Like, sometimes it gets pretty shitty. Just sometimes, you go through training and you just don't want to eat. Like
Yeah.
sometimes I'm just not fucking hungry.
Right.
Yeah.
It just sucks.
Yeah.
But, you know, I just kind of have to put my head down and realize, you know, everybody else that's going to fucking World's Strongest Man is doing it and then some. So if I want to be somewhat competitive, I have to.
Absolutely.
Well, it's funny, like, just the way physiologically our body works. Like your body wants to, just in case there's, like, famine or a long winter or buffalo, like, whatever. Like, your body wants to hold on to fat just in case you don't know, because you don't know the next meal you're going to have, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's what your body wants to do. But it's funny, like, when it gets to that too much point, your body's just like,
I'm good.
We're good. We're
White
good
flag.
for a couple of
White
years.
flag.
We're good for the next ice age. Please fucking stop, Rob. It's enough Chipotle, goddammit. So what about, like, the that was kind of the nutrition side, the programming side. Like, are you, like, sub-maximal weights? Are you maxing out every week, every day? Like,
It all depends.
what's it looking
So, like, I'm a huge fan of, like, high volume, high intensity shit leading up to a contest. My whole mentality going into a show is a contest should be like a deload for me. My training should kick my ass, and a contest should be relatively easy.
Okay.
All right.
That's kind of how I go through everything, and it's worked out pretty well. You know, it's you know, so I only train 4 days a week. You know, some days are longer than others. My deadlift day sucks because I'm here. You know, depending on the events that I have to do, there's some days that I'm here for like 6 hours to train.
Shit.
You know, and
God
there's
damn.
other days that I'm in and out in like an hour and a half.
You split that up or just straight?
I mean, I drive an hour down here. I'm just going to get it done.
Yeah.
Bring food.
Hammer it.
Just go for it.
Gotcha.
You know.
Is that like the 4-day split? Is that like typical for strongman? Is it
Relatively.
Okay.
I love my rest. You know, I do online programming and stuff like that for clients, and they'll be like, yeah, like I'm training 6-7 days a week. I'm like, that's fucking crazy. And that's why you're not that good.
We just did a show on that, actually. Yeah.
I mean, and that to me, it's like, that's why some of these athletes aren't getting any better. It's because, dude,
Not
sleep.
resting enough.
They're like, what do you do on your rest day? Do you do like active recovery? Do you do some like light events? I'm like, no, I fucking sit on my couch, watch Netflix, and eat. That's what I do on my rest day. I don't do shit.
A rest day is
It's
a
true.
rest day.
It's true, man.
And luckily, I have a fat-ass English bulldog, so she doesn't even like to walk that much. So if I have to take her out, it's like 5 minutes, we're in and out, and then she's panting, I'm panting, we're good.
You went to the dog breeder, you're like, what's the dog that's the laziest?
Yeah, essentially.
I'll have that one.
And so is it, I mean, are you kind of cycle your training like month by month? Do you kind of have it mapped out for the year?
Nah, I do whatever feels good.
Okay.
Because
You know,
strongman's
like week
tough.
to week.
Pretty much.
Oh,
day
shit,
to day.
okay. Day to day.
I've tried to have coaches, and they were successful in the past, but I'm just kind of at the point where, like, if somebody tells me to do something on a day and I don't want to fucking do it, I'm not going to do it.
Word.
Like,
Okay.
I know what works for my body. I know how my body feels on certain days. You know, if you're telling me that I have to fucking pull a truck on this day, and I'm like, I don't want to set one up. I'm not
Right.
going to fucking pull a truck. I'll just go deadlift instead.
Dude, it's interesting, man. That's it. Like, we just did an episode on this. Like, having the ability to have that body awareness on a day-to-day basis, you know?
Yeah, I mean, there's some days where, you know, I'll feel like shit walking into the gym, and, you know, I'm supposed to, like, in my mind, I'm like, you know, driving down the gym, like, fuck yeah, I'm going to pull, like, a heavy 3 on deadlifting. I'll warm up, and 225 feels like dog shit. I'm like, all right, guess we're doing sets of 6 today.
Chilling with this today, yeah. But
You know?
it's I think it's important, like you mentioned before, it's important to do that, man. Like, it's important to recognize that and not come in and be like, hey, this feels like shit, but fuck it, I'm going to go.
I used to have that
all out.
mentality. I absolutely used to have that. I mean, and as young strength athletes, I think we all have that mentality. It's, you know, have to get the work in. I have to train. I can't miss a day. Like, fuck no, man. That's how I ended up with 2 torn meniscuses in my first 2 years of competing in strongman.
Exactly.
You know, I was stupid.
Shit.
I was stupid. I had that mentality of more is better. I didn't have to rest. I you know, would push through the reps that hurt like a bitch, and I'm like, fuck that, dude. Why?
Yeah.
There's no reward coming out of that risk. You
Well,
know,
the issue now, too, is like there's fucking every T-shirt you look at, every Instagram post is like, rest is for the weak, sleep when I'm dead. It's like, dude, you don't understand. Like, you're not getting stronger.
Yeah,
like, that's not
exactly.
helping you get stronger, which
you're
is
gonna
like
get hurt. You're gonna get weak.
the original point of what we're trying to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
so I think just a lot of people lose that in modern strength sports. It's
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
dude, sleep in, lay on the couch for a day, don't go to the gym
Fucking
if you
rest.
feel like shit.
Yeah.
You know, like, it doesn't really matter. We all look at it. Nobody is in the sport of strongman for a year, or any strength sport for a year, because they got really good really fast.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, you're not gonna. Sorry, you're not gonna put 20 pounds on your deadlift. You know, by hitting that one extra rep.
Yeah, right.
That's not how it's gonna work.
No.
It's probably the opposite. You probably put it
Yeah.
on by fucking maybe taking some
Exactly.
reps away.
Yeah.
which is ironic, but shit. I mean, that's
just how it goes.
It's clear.
Man.
I mean, I
We're
think it's clear
beings.
at this point.
We are human beings.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
So, pretty big deal, Rob. You are the first.
I am a pretty big deal. Thank you. I know that.
Physically.
We got you, bro. We got you. So you are the first and only openly gay world's strongest man competitor. Is that correct?
Yeah, actually the first and only openly gay professional strongman in the world.
Nice.
Yeah.
So take us through that. Like, what is that like? Like, is that been
It's
like
awesome. It's fucking awesome. So, like, I came out, met my boyfriend, now fiance, Joey, in August of 2014. We started dating in September. And it was, like, the fucking best feeling in the world, you know? And not having to pretend to be somebody that you're not is, you know, putting on that facade every day is so fucking exhausting.
You said 2014, so you were
22?
22, okay.
Yeah.
So right out of college.
Yeah.
Okay, so you weren't out yet at all in college?
Nope.
Oh, shit.
Nope. You know, it was so exhausting just, you know, putting on that facade of being, you know, quote unquote straight for so long. And I really think, honestly, coming out made me such a better strongman competitor.
Really?
Why do you think it's like a stressor or something that was internal?
I was
that you're
able
like,
to
I
put
just need
all
to
that
get
energy.
this shit out.
I was able to put all that energy into strongman
Nice.
and lifting and just being happy. And so officially came out, you know, came out to my friends and family along the way. Then October 20th, 2014 is when I, you know, put it on Facebook, you know, that I'm gay. And it kind of went viral really quick. And you ever want to stress a relationship really fast and, really fast when you start dating somebody? Do that. Nice. We had been together for literally like a month and a half.
Oh,
and then all of a sudden we're on TMZ, Huffington Post Live, Conan O'Brien's talking about us, Perez Hilton's tweeting about us.
Damn.
Like, it was like, oh, shit, guess we're in this for long haul now.
Yeah.
You break up with me now, you look like a dick.
Yeah.
So, no
You're
pressure.
like, I got him forever.
Well, it's interesting, man. I mean, you know, let's be honest here. Like, strongman, right? You're a strongman competitor. That's a huge deal.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, you know, it's arguably the most hyper-masculine sport in the world.
That
Exactly,
too.
yeah.
It's
You
not.
know,
It's a very
you don't
masculine
genuinely
sport.
see a gay guy competing.
Right.
You know, so coming out, like, you know, it's both the most terrifying and exciting thing that a gay guy can do is coming out to the world. And really quickly, it was so apparent at how awesome the strongman community is. So for people that don't know strongman, it is like the weirdest sport in the sense because I'm competing against somebody but also cheering for them at the same time.
Yeah.
Because I want to beat them when they're at their best.
Right.
You know, it's more of a brotherhood than anything else. And I found that it became so apparent when I came out because I had multiple guys from World's Strongest Man, and I am a fucking nobody, like 231, 105 kilo pro from the United States. But guys from World's Strongest Man are like messaging me on Facebook and texting me saying, hey, dude, this is fucking awesome. We're glad you're happy. We got your back. Don't take shit from anybody.
Fuck yeah.
You know, and then, like, of
That's
course,
really
it gets
awesome.
posts on, like, other forums and stuff like that. And, like, yeah, people talked shit and were assholes, but they were the ones that were, like, just getting into the sport and didn't know the culture of strongman.
Okay.
And I didn't have to defend myself once. Other people did that for me.
That must be an amazing feeling.
It was so cool.
Yeah.
It was
That's
so
awesome,
cool.
dude. That's
there was
awesome.
no stress. Like, the guys I compete against that have been my friends for so long, they were just like, dude, you're still fucking strong. Like, you're still Rob. It doesn't fucking matter. You know,
That's awesome.
and that's really what it came down to, and that's what all the strongmen really saw. You know, and it you know, we talked about this last week, you know, at World's Strongest Man. The guys were like, dude, we think it's fucking great. You know, they wanted to know more about me. They wanted to learn more about my story. You know, and to me, I'm like, fuck, I'm a 25-year-old little gay guy from the United States, and here's like Terry Hollins from the UK who's been at World's Strongest Man 12 times asking about my story.
Damn.
You know, which is so crazy.
Well, it's nuts, man. You are literally the first openly gay member of an entire sport.
Yeah.
You know, that's a huge deal. I mean, you're paving the way for, you know, people in years to come.
And I never even looked at it that way. You know, to me, I'm just like proclaiming my love to the guy that I'm with.
Exactly.
But me coming out was actually what prompted me to have to make an athlete page on Facebook because, like, my personal page was being inundated with messages and friend requests and just so much stuff of, you know, so I made the athlete page, and just the amount of messages that I got, like, saying, thank you for your bravery, like, you know, you don't know how many lives you saved. And I'm like, fuck, like, dude, I just said I like dudes. I didn't do anything crazy.
You're like, all right, come on, calm down, calm
But
down.
would you say overall more positive feedback than negative feedback?
Hands down.
Good.
I mean,
Awesome.
I honestly don't even remember the negative comments because there were so little.
Nice.
Like, you know, barely any.
Awesome.
So,
And so you're a fucking happy, fulfilled dude. Like,
Absolutely.
you're fucking in love.
Yep.
You're fucking in love with your sport. You're killing it.
Yeah, it's great.
Awesome, dude. Good.
Yeah, life doesn't suck.
Awesome.
Yeah,
That's so great.
Well, I can
Happy to
imagine
hear.
it may have felt like that for a while.
Yeah, like I said, it was just exhausting before I came out. You know, it really
Can
was.
imagine.
You know,
Shit.
just pretending to be somebody I wasn't for so long and trying to act a certain way because I thought that's how I had to act around so many people. To finally just say, you know what, fuck this. I'm done.
There you go.
It's
I'm
exhausting.
going to do what I want to do. And
Good for you.
like I said, it made me into a better strongman now, you know.
Shit, yeah.
When did you realize that you were gay?
I'd known for a while.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to accept it.
I
You
mean,
know, I
dude,
think
you're young.
Yeah.
Like, it's still, that's tough.
And I think it's just, you know, every gay guy goes through this. You know?
Absolutely, yeah.
And, you know, fighting with your feelings and thinking you're straight for so long and doing the stereotypical straight guy things. And it wasn't for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, at all. And, you know, like I said, I had known for a really long time. I just didn't want to admit it. And then finally when I was able to, you know, my entire life changed.
It's
Good
awesome,
for you,
dude.
Yeah.
Well, shit, Rob. It's fucking awesome having you on.
Yeah, thank you,
Killing
guys. I
it in
appreciate it.
Strongman. Killing it in life. We're
Good
glad
seeing
you're
you again, dude.
Yes,
I haven't
absolutely.
seen you
paving
in
the
a
Way
way.
while.
too
You're
long.
doing awesome stuff.
Trying.
Real quick, go ahead, plug your stuff. You know, where can people find you, like your athlete page, social media, all that?
Yeah, so I'm on Facebook. You can find me, Pro Strongman, Rob Kearney. Also on Instagram, I am the world's strongest gay on Instagram. Super easy
With
to
the
find.
greatest
Love that.
hashtag ever. The
Love
Gains,
that.
Gains hashtag.
Yep.
Gainz. The greatest.
Yeah, so that's the best place to find me. You know, like I mentioned earlier, I do online coaching for anybody. If you listen to this for Strongman, contact me, and I'll be more than happy to help you out.
Hell yeah.
Awesome, dude.
Well, thank you for joining us, Rob.
Thanks,
Yeah,
guys.
absolutely.
Appreciate
Make
it.
sure you guys go ahead, leave us a 5-star review on iTunes and whatever it is you guys do on Stitcher.
we still
Follow
don't
us
know.
on our social
We
media
still don't know
at
what
Strength
goes on
Students
in Stitcher.
Podcast.
Is
We
that a
have no
dating
fucking
app?
idea.
Is it a hookup app?
Yeah, we're going to get into that after this. All right, everybody, thank you. Make sure you tune in next time, and we will see you later. We are out.
Later. Crushed it, Rob.
Sweet.